Hello, I'm driving. I'm safely driving. I'm not endangering anybody. I'm actually driving to a wedding for 3 hours to do drone operating, but it's raining right now. And I'm just like, why am I going? Why are you requesting me to drive an hour away to do drone operation for a wedding when it's raining outside? And like right now, it's like 100% chance like it's raining. It's not like a downpour, but it's raining. And it's like, my drone's not waterproof. It's I think it's like I have the DJI Mavic 3. I think it's water resistant, but I don't quote me on that. And yeah, it's raining, and I fear I'm gonna get there. It's gonna be raining all day. I can't fly the drone, and I go home when I could have stayed home. So I don't know. It's up to the bride and groom if they want me to come or not. Obviously, it's their wedding. It's their biggest day, one of their biggest days of their lives. They obviously want a drone guy there, but I don't know. Like, it's raining, bro. It's raining. So we'll see. I am predicting it's going to be a very, very pointless day. So anyway, it's been a while since I have been on YouTube. I made Rain Series 3 Episode 6, which I'm very proud of. The visual effects of that were a lot. And it took up, I think it was like 3 to 4 days of editing visual effects. And I'm not a visual effects person. I don't even consider myself good. For the amount of zero knowledge in visual effects that I have, I thought I did a pretty decent job. So that's cool. That episode's out. In terms of other content, so I've been going back and forth of wanting to make videos again. I really believe that when I did YouTube full time, I say full time in quotes because I wasn't full time, but I was doing it full time. I honestly think that doing it for such a long period of time, all the time, I think I just got burnt out. And I never expected this burnout feeling to go on for as long as it has. I took a break from YouTube in 2017, I think. Or no, maybe the end of 2016. I forget. But I took a break and I just never really came back. And I never expected the break to be so long. But it was. It was very long. And here I am, still just taking a break. So, I don't know. I have ideas in my head. I get inspired every so often. There's things that I want to do. But then that commitment, that want, that desire to finish the idea just kind of fades. But I feel like maybe I'm in denial, but I feel like I'm slowly getting to that point of wanting to make content. Maybe not consistently, but I feel like it's there, but it always manages to slip every time. Which maybe could be a sign. It's like, hey, probably just it's not there anymore. But I do think it's there. But getting it out, I think it's going to be a little bit challenging. But I do have a couple ideas. I know that a lot of people, and still to this day, a lot of people want me to do Dead Space stuff. They want me to do more Halo stuff. And that's very admiring. Despite my pretty awful schedule, it's been inspiring to hear people still to this day asking me, hey, what do you think of Dead Space Remake? Hey, what do you think of Callisto Protocol? Callisto Protocol, so I haven't played it. I know it came out yesterday. Haven't played it. Don't have the time. Just haven't played it yet. I've heard it's been not great, and that makes me sad because I think Callisto Protocol was one of the games I was looking forward to the most this year. But from what I've seen from reviews and some gameplay, it doesn't look great, and that's unfortunate. Like I said, I haven't played it, but my expectations are a lot low now. I guess it could be a good thing. I remember when Last of Us Part 2 came out, a lot of people hated that game. A majority of people hated Last of Us Part 2. And I think I played Last of Us Part 2 like a year or two after it came out. And going into that game, I was like, this game's gonna suck. Everyone tells me this game sucks. Everyone tells me this game is just terrible. So I'm probably not gonna like it, but I am curious what all the stuff about this game is. I went into this game with very low expectations, and I came out loving it. And that might seem heresy to a bunch of people, but I think Last of Us Part 2 doesn't deserve the hate it gets. I get why it gets the hate that it gets. I don't think it's deserved. But that might be a separate video at some point in time. There's a lot of videos on YouTube that explain it very well. But maybe that's a topic I'll visit at some point. Got a lot of time. But anyway, back to Callisto Protocol. Callisto Protocol. Haven't played it yet, so I might like it. You know, maybe these low expectations will make me like it even more, or like it more than I thought I would. But I'm not a big fan of how the game seems to really rely a lot on melee combat. I understand having melee combat in your game. That's fine. But I think it's another thing to rely on it for most of the game. Again, I haven't played Callisto Protocol, so all my criticisms towards it so far may not even matter. I'm now probably going to wait for the game to come on sale before I decide to buy it. I have so many other games to play right now, it's not even funny. I am swamped. I'm currently playing through God of War Ragnarok, and haven't beaten it yet. I'm about 33 hours in, but I like to take my time when it comes to games. I like to just drag out the experience as much as I can in a good way. And I'm loving it. I think the game is fantastic. It's more or less God of War 2018, but just more of it. But I loved God of War 2018 so much that I don't mind playing more of that. So I love Ragnarok. Ragnarok has been incredible so far. And I can't wait to see how it ends, or how everything plays out. But Callisto Protocol doesn't look great. First impressions, first viewing, doesn't look great. And I'm hoping it's a lot better when I actually play it. But yeah, I think this is a letdown. I think so, and that's terrible. But save my full judgment for when I actually play it. Dead Space Remake looks great. It looks amazing. It's amazing. But again, I thought Callisto Protocol looked amazing, and people don't really like it. So I'm thinking more optimistic, because Callisto Protocol was a brand new game, brand new IP. Anything could have happened. Dead Space Remake, you kind of know what you're going to get going into it. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if they're going to make a Dead Space 2 remake or a Dead Space 4, because I think the team behind the Dead Space remake is moving on to a brand new Marvel game, I think, or just some other game after Dead Space Remake. So I don't know. I am looking forward to Dead Space Remake. I think it'll be really good. I think it'll be better than the original Dead Space. Because from what I know it's the original Dead Space with much better graphics, and it has more content added to the game. So on paper, that sounds like a better Dead Space. But we'll see. We'll see. I think it's going to be really good. But that's only a thought. So there's two videos I want to make coming up on YouTube. There's one video I want to make where I talk about Halo Infinite. I think Halo is a series that I'm never just going to abandon. I think it's a series that I'll always criticize, but as I get older, I feel like I'm just kind of tired of criticizing Halo when I could just talk about the positives. I don't know. At the same time, though, I don't want to be... I don't want to come off as like I'm ignoring the negative aspects of a game that I love so much. I think it's hard for me not to notice the negatives of Halo, because there's so many now. But I guess it also goes to show how good Halo was when Halo was at its peak. because those highs were so high that even after 12 years of shakiness, those highs are still like so high. So it just goes to show how great Halo used to be. And I truly don't know if Halo could ever get back to its peak. I think the realistic answer to that is no. I don't think that's ever going to happen again. And I guess that's fine. Like, there were times where things were successful and huge at a time, and now times are different. And there's new things that are bigger and more exciting. But I would love to see like a Halo game that was essentially Halo 3.5, because we haven't seen that. I guess you could say ODST was 3.5, but ODST kind of seemed like 3.1. It was like a more advanced Halo 3, but it was just different. But like, I wouldn't mind more games like ODST. I really wouldn't. Like, I think Halo would have been in a better spot if we had multiple Halo 3 ODSTs and then just had Halo 3 or like another Halo 3 as the main game. I think that would have been a lot better for the series, looking back on that. And like, I wouldn't mind going forward if like future Halo games have the gameplay of Halo Infinite. Wouldn't mind that. But I don't know, like, I would love to play again. Because it's hard to enjoy Infinite because it's not finished. It's hard to enjoy a game that's not finished. It's like me reviewing a game I haven't finished. Like, it just doesn't seem right. Or it's like reviewing a movie you haven't fully watched. Or it's like reviewing an entire series based off of one episode. Like, it just doesn't, it's not fair. And I'm under the impression that I don't think Halo Infinite will ever be finished. Or at least finished to the extent that we deem it finished. I don't think Halo Infinite will have everything Halo Reach had at launch. I just don't see it happening. And I don't know. I did recently play the winter update. I only played it because I was high. If I was sober, I don't think I ever would have touched Halo Infinite. But I was baked one day, I had edibles, and I was like, let me play Halo Infinite because I'm so high. And I played it. And I do want to make a video where I kind of review Halo Infinite after a year, and a year after campaign came out. So that's December 6th. I don't think I can get it out by then, but maybe sometime this month I'll get a video out talking about Halo Infinite after 1 year. And from a perspective of a Halo fan that's been a Halo fan since 2001, but also a Halo fan that's just been kind of tired of the last 12 years of Halo. I will say though, after I made that rant, those two rants, I think it was two rants of Halo Infinite being so like just depressing and just pathetic and sad and like just so like kind of stunned at the incompetence that was Halo Infinite at that time. And it's still there, but I don't know. I think it's just, I guess it's just hard for me to look at Halo positively when it hasn't been complete in so long. And maybe the new norm of 2022 is to expect nothing from a Halo title. You know, expect just campaign and some multiplayer content, and that's what Halo is now. And then just forget that Forge is a thing, Firefight's a thing, Theater's a thing. Forget all that. Just pretend it doesn't really exist anymore. And like, it's just hard for me to like to accept that. And like, I know Forge came out, but I haven't really I haven't played Forge at all. And I know Forge is great. I've heard great things. I've seen, like, you'd think on paper Forge with friends would be way more of a better production, or I'm sorry, much more of a better use of your time than kind of looking at little aspects of Halo Infinite from like all different directions and just picking apart the multiplayer, the Forge, the campaign, like just kind of looking in, but not really like living that. I don't know. I just don't really have the interest in kind of consuming Halo Infinite. Like, I'd rather, and this is by no means me being disrespectful to people who do. I'm just talking about what I feel like doing. Like, I feel like going to a wedding to film. I feel like working out. I feel like sometimes doing nothing. And for some reason, that's more interesting to me than playing Halo Infinite. Obviously, you can't play Halo Infinite every single day of your life. I get that. But, I don't know, there's just something missing in Halo Infinite, and it could just be Halo in general that I just haven't really been able to, like, pull me back. Like, I used to play Halo all the time. It was like a couple times a week I would just jump on and it was part of my life. And now it's just not anymore. And I guess that's not a bad thing. Things change, your life changes. I don't know. There's just nothing really interesting for me there. I think it's always just exciting to think about what's next. What's the next thing? And there's been rumors that the Endless is like the next Halo game, or this new Battle Royale. I personally believe, I know Favin has made a lot of videos about this idea. I think Halo, I'd like to see a classic Halo game released in 2020, whenever. Like, I think the next Halo game should be a more, I guess, quote-unquote, updated version of Halo 3. I think that should be the next Halo game. Or I would be really open to that idea of a Halo game. Like a mainline Halo game, but it uses Halo 3 as a base, but has the content of Halo Reach. I think that would be a better Halo game. And I'm not necessarily saying that, like, my favorite style of Halo is the Halo 3 style, but I just think that would be universally a better idea than anything that we've had so far. Like, at the end of the day, I appreciate Halo 4 for trying to be different. I don't think it landed, but I appreciate it for trying. It's like, as a filmmaker, I'm personally not a fan of The Last Jedi. I'm going to be very quick with this because that's a very toxic conversation. I don't like The Last Jedi. I don't like the sequels. I think they're very bad storytelling. It has nothing to do with gender, race, anything. I just think the story is very weak. And anyway, but at the same time, like, while I think Last Jedi is a terrible film, my internet connection but I do appreciate how it tried to be different. Halo 5, not the biggest fan of Halo 5, but I still appreciate how they tried to double down on their new direction, and they really tried to, like, make it their own thing. Didn't work. I think the concepts of Halo 5, the ideas of Halo 5, I think those were really good. I just wish the execution was better. Halo Infinite, I think the grapple hook was a great addition to Halo's sandbox. I like the return to the art style. The gameplay of Halo Infinite is very good. And it really does feel like an evolution on Halo 3. But Halo Infinite just lacks support. And even though it's getting it now, it's too late. And I would be more forgiving if this was their first time. But this is their third time. And it's just kind of, it's sad and it's disappointing. And as a super fan, I know the series can be better from my perspective. And I haven't really seen Halo be Halo since 2010. And even in 2010, Halo was definitely on the decline. Halo Reach didn't really get great reviews at, like people loved it looking back on it, but I remember Halo Reach had a lot of criticism when it came out. People hated Armor Lock. People thought it was too like Call of Duty with loadouts. I do think the multiplayer of Halo 3 is the best. He's the best. I think Halo Reach multiplayer, I didn't really like Halo Reach multiplayer. I wasn't a big fan of it. It felt too it felt too materialistic or too militarized. It just didn't feel as fun as Halo 3. Halo 3 felt very arcadey, but not in a bad way. I don't know. Maybe Halo 3 was more simplistic. Less is more. But overall, I don't know. Halo's just kind of losing me. I like aspects of Infinite, I like aspects of 5, I like aspects of 4, but nothing just feels complete. But I'd like to do a yearly review of where the game is, where it was, where it could go. I think that's interesting to me. Despite my criticisms of Halo and like my rants where I roast Halo at 3 for 3. Still here. So we'll see what happens with that. Haven't played Callisto Protocol. Looking forward to Dead Space Remake. Have some ideas. I'm thinking of also starting a film channel where I just do a bunch of camera stuff because I've been getting... My one friend has been really encouraging me to do that. And I get so much equipment that why wouldn't I do videos on it? So that's something I should probably do. I'm trying to be more creative. I think I think being creative in general is a great way to stimulate your mind, your body. I think it's a great way to just keep you engaged and healthy from a mental health perspective. Not everyone obviously gets that opportunity. I totally understand that. I did retail for 6 years before I did what I love. And, there's definitely struggles with being a freelancer and being a filmmaker for me. Like there's some times where you don't really make a lot of money, and it's like, oh, is this still the right decision? But I can speak, and maybe this is a video I'd love to do at some point too. I would love to speak more in detail on like why doing what you love really matters. Because I recently took on a job a couple months ago, and had like a health scare. It really made me think, like, wow, for my experience as a human being, I need to involve what I like to do a lot more in my life. But that essentially means I have to be full-time with filming, which I don't mind. I love filmmaking. It's something that I've always wanted to do, and even though I'm not as far as I'd like to be, it's still something I like. And like, I'm complaining about going to film a wedding today with a drone when it's raining, but some people sometimes with any job, and I just feel like going to film drone footage in the rain is stupid. But I think it's very important to focusing on things you like, which is why I took a step back from Halo. I went through like a good depression after I made those rant videos with Halo. And it wasn't just Halo, it was a bunch of other stuff, but Halo did not help. And I just got really like sad. I'm just like, God, one of my favorite game series of all time that changed my life. It's just such a joke. And I know a lot of people, some people commented on my rants, just like, you're getting way too involved in just a game. And like, I don't know, like, maybe it's because gaming is not as deemed as like, as worthy as like sports or the gym or something more acceptable in society, like school or something. I think just because Halo's a game doesn't really take away from the fact that it's still such an important thing to me. And I say Halo is important to me because it like when I say Halo changed my life, I know sometimes people are like over dramatic and they're like, bro, it's just a game, like calm down. Halo really changed my life. Like I got into filmmaking because of Halo. And like as someone who is a filmmaker and makes money doing video, and that's like my entire life, that's my living, that's who I am as a person. Like I love film. I love making movies. I love making video content for either weddings, companies, bands. You know, I love video. And it's all because I played Halo as a kid, and I love the story of Halo and just how it was shot compositionally. Halo changed my life. And then obviously Machinima. Machinima got me into video. Machinima is making movies. And I always wanted to do a documentary about like Machinima as a concept and how it affected my life in such a positive way. But yeah, Halo changed my life. I'm dead serious. It changed my life. I'm not being over dramatic. I'm not being like a fanboy. It legitimately changed the shape of my entire existence. Because now that's what I do as a living. It's what I do as a passion. It's film. And Halo's the reason why that exists. So when I look at Halo today, it's like, I don't think anyone would have become a filmmaker out of Halo in today's world of Halo. You know, I think Halo 4 through Halo Infinite, I don't think there was any fucking chance someone could have become what I became. Or at least because Halo 3 and Halo Reach had tools that were way more accessible to that concept of being a creator. And I just think the new Halo games rob people of that. And I think it's such a shame. Because looking at like what Forge is now, like if I had that when I was like 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, if I had that access to Forge when I was younger, making Machinima, bro, I would have been so happy. Like looking at what Forge is now, it's like, oh my god, like you're so lucky. Oh my god, like you're so lucky. You're so lucky. But at the same time, it's like, wow, I feel bad for you guys because you have an amazing creation tool, but you have nothing to support it. There was like the one thing I didn't like about Halo Reach's Forge is that most of the Forge maps were just so gray. I just didn't like how everything was fucking gray. And but you know, we had an amazing theater mode, the best theater mode in Halo. We had really good custom games, good Forge. Like everything supported each other, and it was just a lot easier to be a Machinima maker compared to now. Or maybe it's, you know, you can still make Machinima today, but there's just more things you have to just either ignore or just like deal with. And I don't know. Like at some point I need to make a video of why Halo changed my life and go into detail. I gotta make so much stuff. Like there's so much stuff I have to make or I should make. I just haven't gotten around to it. I'm really bad at being consistent. That's my bad. But I don't know. I'm live streaming as I drive to a wedding. Was not expecting to do this, but here I am. But I want to talk about one more thing, maybe two more things. Metroid Prime 4. I'm looking forward to Metroid Prime 4. That's really all I have to say. There's really nothing else to say because hoping we see a reveal at the Game Awards. I think at this point it's kind of sad because there's just nothing. The last thing we saw about Prime 4 was January when like a Twitter banner updated. And then after that it was just like nothing for so long. So I am up to date on Metroid Prime 4 about all the dev hires, all the stuff going on behind the scenes. Like, I am up to date, but there's still nothing there. And can't wait to be in a time where there's just all these trailers for Metroid Prime 4 coming out. I can't wait, can't wait. But for now, gotta keep waiting. But Dead Space. So a lot of people want me to talk about Dead Space, want me to make Dead Space videos, and I feel you. I feel you, because there's parts of me that want to do that too. But as I said before, busy. But at the same time, like, I am trying to find this, like, rhythm again. I'm trying to find ways to just be more consistent. And obviously I've been horrendously awful at that. But it doesn't mean I'm not trying. Like, I am trying behind the scenes to make YouTube videos as consistently as I did before. But I'm not having much luck with it. But I am trying. Even though I'm not doing a good job at being consistent, but I am still trying. I honestly, I've been trying ever since I took a break to be how I used to be, but haven't found it yet. Still trying, haven't found it. But Dead Space, the remake looks great, and I hope it delivers. And hopefully this is the beginning of more Dead Space games. I'm kind of shocked that the remake even got made. But I really hope it sells well. I think that's the only way Dead Space can obviously... Like, the chance of another Dead Space game coming out, whether it be a Dead Space 2 remake or a brand new Dead Space game, or even the Dead Space 4 we all talked about. If there's any chance of Dead Space ever coming back, the remake has to sell like crazy. That's the only way. EA cares about money, as does every other company. But in this example, or in this case, Dead Space remake has to sell comfortably well. I don't know what their sales figures goals are. I honestly don't know, but I think it would be comfortable if Dead Space sold 5 million copies. And that sounds crazy. I think it's going to sell 1 million. I think it's even safe to say that the Dead Space remake could sell 2 million copies, but I don't think 2 million copies is a lot, especially for someone like EA. So I'm really hoping it sells 5, if not more. That's ridiculous. I know that is completely ridiculous. That is a stupid, ridiculous opinion. So I'm going to say my ultimate goal for Dead Space remake is a laughably unrealistic goal of 5 million copies. But if I had to lower that expectation, I'm hoping it sells 3 million copies. I'm hoping it does. With inflation and just how gaming is nowadays, that's probably not likely. You know, maybe Dead Space remake would have more of a chance if it was on Game Pass or something else. Not to mention it's going to be a full $70. So, essentially, I hope for 1 million. Gonna keep hoping for 2. Gonna hope for 3. Gonna hope for 4. Gonna hope for 5. I will settle on 1, 2, 3, whatever. So, Dead Space has to sell a lot for it to be relevant again. And I hope it sells a lot, man. I hope Dead Space Remake sells a lot. I am buying it day one. I am giving a full $70 in tax to this game because I want to see Dead Space come back. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It could sell very well, or it could sell average. It's really just going to come down to that. Anyway, I've been talking for 35, 36 minutes. I still have a 28-minute drive. It is still raining. Like a lot. So, flying a drone seems really dumb. But hey, bride and groom, it's their wedding. They get to call the shots. I get it. I'm just annoyed because I'm the guy being affected, but hey, whatever. Yeah, this was just a talking, rambling video. I'm gonna chill the rest of the ride. Thank you for watching. And hopefully the next video will be one of the videos I mentioned in this video. Bye.